Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette. Neuvillette would never make you cry on purpose, but accidents were bound to happen in any relationship, and as such, an accident had happened with the two of you as well. Maybe he was harsh with his words. He had criticized something that you did, and to him, it seemed completely rational. It seemed like what he did was not something that should hurt so much. But apparently you thought otherwise, because you stopped talking to him for the rest of the day. And when he went to your room at night, he saw you, curled up on the bed and crying. Worry was etched onto his face as he sat by your side, an arm around your waist as he pulled you close. Ryan, my dear Ryan, what happened? May I know the cause of your tears? It's you, Neuvillette, you say, crying, refusing to even hug him back. But right now, seeing as he was the reason for you to cry like this, he felt like he deserved it. He was a little bit confused, so he just held you. Would you tell me why you're crying then? What I have done to make you cry? You know what you did, Neuvillette. You know what you've said to me, and it hurt. Every single word that you said. It was painful to even hear. And then he knew what you were talking about. The way that he criticized you. He thought that you would need it to improve, but maybe, even though his intentions were in the right place, he did not have the best execution. So, he held your hands gently within his own, giving them a gentle squeeze. My apologies, my dear Ryan. I didn't mean to make you cry or hurt your feelings. I only meant to give you advice. Perhaps I was not careful with my wording, and I did not appreciate what you've done for what it truly was. I hope you can see my sincere apology. And believe me, he said, and as you looked into his eyes, you had no reason to believe that he was just tricking you. So you just sighed, wrapping your arms around him, and burying your face into his chest as you cried, while Neuvillette just patted your hair gently. He was not the best at comforting others, or dealing with emotions on his own, but he would do whatever he can just for your sake. Child, you two were meant to go on a date today, and he had prepared a lot of things. He was fully ready to have this, and for the two of you to enjoy the night out together. But it seemed like, well, some things did not align, and he was not able to come, and you were stood up. So of course you were devastated, and very heartbroken about what happened. You wanted to cry. It felt as if your heart was shattering. Why didn't he tell you? This happened too often right now. Him canceling dates on you, sometimes even standing you up. And you felt as though he didn't care. Like you were not really that important. And you could easily ignore whatever you wanted. If something more important should arise. You did not know what would qualify as more important. Not really. Not when it seemed like anything could. So of course you'd be crying. Of course you'd be heartbroken. And he was no fool. He had come to you in a hurry. Yes, he was late by a couple of hours. You were back home. But he knew he had to make it up to you. He had to apologize, and to show you that he wanted to make this a special day. He was not able to, and he explained why. When he got to you, or at least he would have done that a lot earlier, had he not seen you crying. Oh, Wyon. Oh, darling, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to leave you so suddenly. You know that. I don't. You tell him, crying and refusing to look at him. I don't know anything, child. I just know that you stood me up in the restaurant. And I know that you keep skipping things. You keep canceling our dates. You barely even come and stay with me anymore. So what do I really know? You cry out, and that's when he truly sees your feelings for the first time. And he hugs you so tightly. You try to push him away at first, but it doesn't work very well. And he cups your face in his hands, kissing your forehead. He apologizes again and again, all while explaining why he could not do this, why he could not come so many days, why he stood you up today. And in the end, telling you that it was something urgent, not a choice that he made. And as he explained things more and more, you understood him, and you were no longer mad at him. You just hoped that he would be getting a break soon, because you missed him dearly. Wriothesley. Well, well, well. He would never make you cry, but what happened was totally an accident. He's been going out very late at night, leaving you all alone. And at first you thought he was cheating. You thought that Lacey didn't love you enough to spend the night with you, if he was not cheating in the end. But everything that you thought was not a good thing. And so it was easy for you to want to cry, with the doubts clouding your mind. You couldn't even get yourself to ask him about the truth. You felt too ashamed for being so weak and so insecure. So you had no choice but to cry by yourself and feel upset and sorry for how things turned out for you. And then, when he walked in on you, he hardly ever expected to see the sight that he now witnesses. Wyon. Oh, what happened? Why are you crying? Did anyone bother you? He asked, quiet concern in his voice, as he sat by your side and held your hand. He did not expect you to pull away, though, and there was that surprised look in his eyes. So I suppose it's me, then. You're upset with me. May I know why that is? He said, and he tried to be patient as he explained. You were quite hesitant about explaining this, but he was not budging at all. And when you told him, you expected him to be bothered. After all, your reasonings made no sense, completely illogical, and just a fantasy in your head that you made up to make yourself sad. That's what some people would say. But Wriothesley, he held you closer, giving you a fond smile. Well, you're quite cute, but I promise you, whatever you're thinking, I can tell you that I love you, Wyon. And I can prove to you my innocence regarding your suspicions. But you need to first believe me when I say, nothing comes to me before you. Alright? Not even the coupons? He laughed loudly at that, shaking his head, and cupped your face in his hands, kissing your lips sweetly. No, not even the coupons.